I think someone misclicked. I think someone misclicked.
There they go. Okay, it's already swapped.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. All right, quick predictions for everyone at home so we can get everyone some free points. Player with the highest total magical or pure damage under heroes by 10 minutes in.
That one's tough.
Would you lean towards Bat?
Or Oracle does a lot too. Does it count like self heroes too? Or like allied heroes? I'm going to go with Oracle.
I will back you. You got me 4 greens last one, so I'm going to go with Snako. Team with the most kills at the end of the game. You want to lean towards OG. Like I like the draft a lot more.
I got to go with NaVi.
You got to go with NaVi.
Ursa currently holds the record for, I believe, highest win rate in this tournament with more than 5 games played, as well as highest kill average. So
the stats obviously do not lie. Team with the first Roshan kill.
Ursa's been super successful.
Yeah, NaVi. Team with the most runes picked up by 10 minutes in.
I think NaVi.
With a roaming Mirana. Actually, it's not even a roaming Mirana.
I'm going with NaVi. NaVi all the way down.
Wow. And literally it's all four into NaVi. There's still going to be a tall ask to defeat OG.
I like their draft more.
General already has
and the Ursa.
General already has a bit of a fish. He hit a 5-second arrow on fly. It's not going to allow him to take the bottom lane, the bottom rune. So it's a simple thing. Notal gets one, Dendy gets the other. They are going to run Miracle in the safe lane, so safe farm for Miracle, as that's luck.
I wonder how early Navi's going to do Roche. They could...
Well, what are you waiting for, really? Does Outstyle... Like, do you even look at early Medallion just to make it a little bit quicker?
I was thinking maybe they could 2-man it with the Ursa and the Oracle earlier than normal, because you can just Fate's Edict Roshan.
Crit and Fly really invading heavily. General was looking for an easy arrow to hit Notel. Threw it very, very early, very wild. It was far away, and then Fly and Notel just walk up, and they've already sentryed up. They actually sentryed the smaller camp, so they didn't sentry the big ancient stack.
So Snako versus Moon, they were going at it in the top lane. Snako will expend his first salve in attempts to push Moon back from this lane, and Moon has not really been iron talenting on the Batrider.
Might be worth picking up a stick for Snako too.
Yeah, already has. Oh yeah, Snako needs one.
Yeah, Diddy Ra's got himself like 7 stick charges already, so he's going to be very happy. And again, General, well, that arrow didn't hit its mark. Hit one of the very small center conquerors, as opposed to the big one he wanted. Now it's a run away from crit.
He doesn't have a leap. General is going to take a lot of damage from this.
That's boots versus no boots too. Crit is not going to... he's ended there. He knows Hardstyles can be farming around there, so there's no point chasing any further.
They don't really have that much space to farm in the jungle with Crit occupying that left side and then that right camp sentry warded up. General is going to have to share the jungle with Hardstyles.
General's got to stop hitting the small creeps with his arrow. Like, the instant kill of the arrow on the big creeps is what he's searching for. He's hit 2 small centaurs so far.
He shared it with Crit, so it wouldn't have been that big a deal. But yeah, you know, General, you want that big creep.
You do. Build into the arcane boots, and then all of a sudden, your rotation from Rana is very easy. We've seen Yapsaw as well as Crit do it very, very successfully. And they need to get him some farm. Got to remember, the General is still the 3 position in this game. It's not Artstyle, even though Artstyle is currently like light years ahead of him in experience.
There's already a fair amount of stacks on the OG side for the Batrider. I see 3 camps already stacked up for him. I'm not sure what build he's going to go for. I have seen him go for the drums build very early on in a lot of the games that he's played.
That's what he did with his Batrider in the last series. But in this game, maybe it's more worthwhile going for that Blink Dagger, the straight jump on the Ursa into Lasso.
Not when there's an Oracle. Generally, the mindset is that you rely on being very annoying with Napalm and Firefly, and you don't rely on Lasso. And Moon is one of the Batriders that don't scale up Lasso typically at level 6. He waits until 8, 9 perhaps.
Since that first arrow that's been thrown out by General, the one that connected on Fly, he hasn't hit a single hero with his arrows. And OG's been free to do what they want in the jungle. There's so many stacks inside the Radiant jungle at the moment. Moon's preparing to farm the first one of it. While Dendi, a smoke maneuver from Crit. He's coming up. Artstyle's fairly low. Chris not going to find his target. He just throws down an aggressive Observer Ward inside the jungle, so at least they can keep tabs on what's going on with Artstyle.
There's not really that many camps left. General's constantly searching for creeps to arrow, but that sentry ward is still up, I believe, until the 4-minute mark. So he won't have a spawn until 5 minutes.
I love that smoke. Like you normally smoke for those early ganks, but Crit did it to get 2 very good wards down between the towers as well as that one in the Dire jungle. So they see everything that's going on around Dendi. Means they can prep up a lot nicer. That's why Fly moves in from the south. No tell. They're looking for a good control on Dendi. The poison at this point is the only thing that's really hitting him from Fly. But they do force a TP out from Snako. And
looks like NoTail's going to grab himself a haste rune on the bottom, and OG have control of both sides of the river. Wonder when Navi's going to make the first move. Probably when Artstyle hits level 6, but that's still going to be another minute and a half at least. Snako perched on top of the hill waiting for another go at Dendi, but OG have a reserve ward in between the mid T1 and the T2.
Still also have to keep in mind what's going to happen with Roshan. Like, when does Didi-Ra move off that top lane? The Bad Rider decided to give him more space, obviously, because Moon went to farm up the jungle. So he's going to finish up his Magic Wand as well as Tranquil Boots.
Snako placing his reward is immediately pinged out by Fly with suspicions of where it is.
Yeah, they saw him move up thanks to the 2 Obs wards. They can actually get some really good space, like vision, around the top rune. And Notal with his haste rune is also looking for an opening. He's coming up behind Artstyle on that top lane. And he can't find him in time. Instead, it's going to be the 3-man smoke maneuver. They go underneath the Obs ward, and then the hasted Notal doesn't run all the way over, but Didi-Ra still shows himself in the lane. Moon running forward underneath the cover of that Firefly. Disruption puts Didi-Ra in a good position. There's no lasso, but Notel in from the rear with the plasma field. Snako dropping low, and there's going to be your first blood. It goes the way of the Ursa, even if he has to sacrifice his life straight after. Dendi with a quick TP in. Exorcism as well. Spirit Siphon enough to dissuade OG from going further. But it's still a 2-for-1 trade-off. You lost Notel for the Ursa and the Oracle.
Notel got blown up right there. I didn't expect him to die so quickly. Snako with a nice amount of burst.
He threw everything he had, just fought on the top of the tower.
Well, that ward was dewarded, so they won't see Moon going into this camp and trying to get his... I don't know, he committed to Tranquil, so still not sure what he's going for. Snako going already to the Roshan pit. Notail will see him.
Didi-Ra gets lucky. A double damage rune. He wants to try and kill off Notail. He's got the mover speed thanks to phase boots. So Didi-Ra, he can do this. The neutral's in the neighborhood, and now, boom, boom. Say goodbye to your Razor. The second death for Notail in the space of 1 minute.
What a fortunate rune for him. And with level 1 static link, Ursa is still sitting in the green.
They're coming for Miracle. Yeah, they got a Fortune's End into Arrow when he's not going to Dark Pact, but Dark Pact already gets triggered. Didi-Ra moves over. Miracle's on the run. The Arrow from General, not even thrown. They don't even have a guess. Moon's on the run up. He does not have Lasso, even though he is level 6. He's about to hit level 7, and Cred, the perfect block. Snako couldn't go down the stairwell. And with a pounce forward, they're going to help give that kill over to Miracle. It'll actually be Moon who takes it. And he still bypasses his lasso. 4 points now up in Firefly. Denied. But Artstyle also is level 6. So they look to the mid lane.
And now they move Didi-Ra over, looking for an opening to take down Roshan, but that leaves Navi safe lane unoccupied. Might be a good time for Snako or one of the supporters to reach some levels up there. Artstyle still busy in the jungle, trying to farm up his Necro book. They need some space though, they need some time. OG looks like they're gearing up for smoke very shortly. 4 heroes sitting around that mid lane.
They're actually giving the space to Dendi on the top lane. Snako and Artstyle instead will smoke inside their own jungle. They did it out of range of the Radiant Observer Ward.
Well, those 3 heroes just showed themselves to those creeps. I saw the ping coming out from Snako. They know exactly where these 3 heroes are.
Oh, bottom lane. Miracle wants to finish the job. General so low, 1 shot is not enough. Miracle goes to tree line. The TP is coming in, but will it be quick enough for Snako in the tree lines? But Miracle pounce in 1 second. He can get to the other side. which is able to do so. Fortune's End will connect. R-Style, he needs the vision. The Hawk will pop up. Raw is available. He doesn't have a lot of damage after he lets the Raw go. A Miracle starts the Dark Pact. R-Style, no! He roared. It should still be enough. Will it? Miracle locked in the trees. There we go. The secondary nuke from Snako will connect. Thought R-Style was going to wait out that Roar until the Dark Pact was done.
And Dayura was trying to sneak in Roach as he saw all those heroes top, but it looks like Miracle has created enough space for the other members of OG to secure that area. And Dayura, that Roshan's at half HP. Not sure when he's going to sneak back in there, but OG, they have to be concerned.
They have to be concerned, but at the same time, Moon was also creep skipping on the top. He does it again. So this tier 1 tower is still going to take some considerable damage. So the more NaVi commit to Roshan, it's like, what are you really getting from this? You're letting a Bat Rider farm up the remainder of his drums, continue to get easy CS and damage onto a tier 1 tower. You're probably going to lose it anyway, but you still haven't claimed Roshan.
They will soon. Dendy's going back to base. He does have his Exorcism off cooldown. I expect him to fight pretty shortly. He needs to bottle up Dayura though, so he's actually in fighting shape. Doesn't really have enough mana for it. Even 2 overpowers at this point, especially with him using the 1 on the Ancients. But they're not really in fighting shape right now. Neither General nor Snako are level 6 at the moment. And R-Style does not have his Necro, so maybe just need a few more minutes. But OG, they realize what's going on here.
That's why they keep checking.
And Dendy DP to the top lane. And OG, they can't take Roche for themselves, but they also can't leave the pit.
I wonder if Dendy could even force this top lane himself. Just Exorcism onto the tower. Get someone to rotate up. R-Style's already coming in behind. He's got a Roar available. Okay, Dayura. Fly Miracle again. Just waiting from the pit. But yeah, Dendy does exactly that. He triggers Exorcism. He's trying to force a reaction out from OG. Pull them away from the pit, away from their protection of Roshan. The first one to come is going to be Notal. He's triggered a Haste Rune, and he's got a double damage rune bolted up. Then he can't run from this one. Instead, he tries to Spirit Siphon, the Roar onto Notal. If they have enough damage, it won't matter if you got a Haste Rune as well as a double damage rune. The Exorcism is still there, and now it's Moon who's in trouble. The damage from Dendy is still not enough with the Spirit Siphon. He does get the kill, a double before his own death. Also going to the cover of Moonlight Shadow. Snako could not get there in time, doesn't even have level 6, and Miracle now knows this. Hunting him down the river. He's uncertain if he wants to go to the lane or to the river, and Fly still remains next to Roshan.
He's dropped 3 sentry wards, but he hasn't caught that 1 observer ward that has been looking at him the whole entire time.
It's gotta be around here somewhere.
And OG, they're losing out in the economic war just because so many heroes have to stay around that pit. Fly's getting some farm with the stacks in the meantime. And they're making good use of Exorcism, but Dayura is not actually close to the pit at all. Maybe trying to get a Blink Dagger so he can blink in and out at will without the pesky Observer wards sensing his presence.
I'm really wondering if this is worth the time that OG has committed. Like you said, overall, like OG, it doesn't look like they're getting like a really good trade out of this. Meanwhile, Dayura, like, yeah, welcome to your farm, welcome to your Blink. General's finding enough money to finally pick up these Arcane Boots on bottom, even if he is taking a lot of damage from Notal.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Now Navi, and because this Observer Ward's up on the hill, you can't even just blink in Ursa into the pit.
Smoking a blink. Elder Titan's still checking. Elder Titan with the Spirit inside the pit. They're worried about him sneaking in there. Notal trying to pressure this T1 tower with the remainder of his double damage.
I love the fact that Crit can actually check for that, but still be farming up mid lane.
Dire's top tower.
There's a 4-man smoke from Navi. They're going to cross the river. The Ursa Warrior. Where do you go? They want to move to the east. They're searching for Notal. They know Razor. He'll have to TP out. There'll have to be a TP escape out. It's the only way he survives through this. And in fact, that doesn't even happen. Notal again. We saw him explode up on top lane. And now that's going to be the 4th death of Notal.
Elder Titan has level 4 Stomp though in case they want to delay until the Razor is up. However, Navi still keeping their eyes away from the Roshan pit.
They left the illusion rune behind, so Slark has a very pesky illusion in there on Dayura.
Dendy uses Exorcism though, but he's running away, so he's not able to really use it, and he won't have it up for this upcoming team fight.
He might have it for a little bit of damage into Roshan. Fly really caught out. R-Style got the Roar, the Stomp into the Splitter. Crit! He's going to slap him 3. You may have lost the SD already. Artstyle dropping very, very low. Miracle wants to finish the job thanks to these sentry wards that were down before. They did see him, and they moved just right through NaVi. 4 heroes almost down. Moon controlling Diddy-Ra, but Diddy-Ra just collapses and brings down the revenge kill. A 3-for-4 trade-off. The Ursa the only one to survive. And for once, N0tail is able to survive through a team fight himself.
That was on the Mirana. Artstyle roared up the Shadow Demon, and then Mirana missed the arrow.
We get to watch it again. So here's the roar.
The arrow just whizzes right past him, which is a big deal because he manages to, per general, he gets hit by the Earth Splitter because of that, and then he has to use False Promise, and then we see Saneko die. Miracle kind of left unchecked throughout the fight, but he will die to Dendi, and Moon just dies to that clap, as you mentioned, after Diddy-Ra sticks up.
Scrappy fights, 9-9 apiece. The advantage is going the way of OG in experience by about 2k in the experience and 1k in the gold. Nice obs ward from Fly, instantly sees Diddy-Ra arrive. Gotta be careful of their positioning too. Are they coming in with any kind of... Nope, not a smoke.
OG have just been all about this Roshan, though. They have not left this area in the last 5 minutes.
Look at the lines they draw now. It's just this is Moon just scribbling, saying, I want to come down here and kill Artstyle. Artstyle goes for the Raw. It's a level 1 Necro Book. It may be enough to burn through crit, and it will be before the Stomp can be triggered. While Saneko and Fly battle underneath the Tier 1 tower, Disruption will keep him out. Moon to lasso Artstyle, so they split the fight into 2 different parts. Artstyle will drop thanks to Miracle jumping forward. Saneko has to false promise himself, so he'll survive and get back behind the Tier 2 tower. While General, he wants to leap over and do something here, but he didn't realize that Miracle was right on top of him. Came outside the Shadow Blade with that nice Crypt Swarm from Dendi. Fly and Miracle have dropped down low, but now Dendi is in too deep. Miracle can just go ham. They disrupt up again. They just go from one to the next to the next. We're playing Duck Hunt right now. And Diddy-Ra underneath his own Tier 1 tower, running to the Tier 2. They got the movement speed thanks to the haste rune on N0tail, and the last hit from the Slark will end the killing spree and give Miracle a grand total of 6 kills so far.
OG have done a superb job of pressuring the Oracle. Oracle isn't there to save the death problem because he's constantly under fire. He has to run back to his T2, getting chased down by the Razor, who doesn't even have that many items up at the moment, forced to blow False Promise on subpar targets, and all the meanwhile, OG gaining more and more control of that precious Roshan area, and Ursa still has yet to make another move after that initial venture, taking him down to half HP.
16 minutes in on a dire side Ursa, and Roshan hasn't died yet.
They need a team fight with the Exorcism, I think, but then they had to deal with like the Elder Titan and the Bat Rider. Moon's just been a nuisance in these fights.
Moon's got so much farm too. Like while all this was going on, he was farming up top lane. He's got his drums, tranquils, and a blink dagger on a Bat Rider. He's got the second highest net worth on the field, when not a single person from NaVi has more net worth than a Bat Rider. Like, I know we took a lot of stacks beforehand, but this is not the situation you really want to be having when you want to have your Beastmaster staring down the barrel of finishing his level 3 Necrobook, not just nearing his level 2. And a Blink Dagger is just a distant thought. Haven't really felt the influence as well of this Mirana.
No, not at all. A lot of it was due to her stacks being blocked early and not hitting arrows on the big creeps. But she has been underwhelming.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
OG prepare on the bottom lane. Miracle into the tree line. It's like NaVi have no design to defend it. Oh, hang on. They're TPing in here as Dendi and Saneko come in. And they rotate in over from the side. The blink, lasso, or a false promise used on Death Prophet very early on. Fly, he's actually in a little bit of trouble himself, getting disrupted up. That Stomp going to create a little bit more space for him. Fly will still end up dropping as Dendi, now the Exorcism can be involved in the fight, but it's N0tail who's on the run. Diddy-Ra can't reach him, having to run through the end of the Firefly, which will now wear off. They do find their second kill. The arrow from General. It hits on crit. A TP scroll is available, but it will be very optimistic to think he could get out of that one. So NaVi, a good fight underneath the Tier 2 tower after OG had all the time in the world to prep, to set up. And this could finally be Roshan.
All it takes is one fight, and NaVi, they lost maybe 2-3 in a row, but...
Oh, Miracle! Miracle!
Oh,
he's in there! He killed Diddy-Ra! The Sentry Ward was too late! Now he gets an Arcane Rune and just walks away! Oh, that's
he
not
was so ready for that.
That's not Roshan!
is under attack.
Oh boy!
If Ursa had any sense that the Slark was going to come, he could have popped his Enrage, but he just didn't expect Miracle to already be waiting in there. And that, you know, that right there, that Navi works so hard to try and get Roche. It's like, okay, we'll keep throwing bodies, we'll win one of these fights eventually.
The funny thing is also, if he waited half a second longer, the Sentry Ward would have connected, and the Oracle probably could have done something about it. Or as you said, the Ursa could have enraged. Well, Roshan on Dire side will remain again unkilled. General and Artstar preparing for a mid lane fight. They have Raw Revel, Arrow will fly, No-Tell barely misses it. Managed to hug the tree line just hard enough.
Maybe regretting not baiting out the Elder Titan at this point, though. Elder Titan, like without the Elder Titan, they couldn't constantly get vision inside the pit without posing significant risk to their heroes. But because of him, they're always able to keep eyes on how it's going. They don't let like a 15-second window go by where no one's inside the pit scouting out unless Ursa's showing on the map.
Which he is at the moment up on the top lane. Still, that's a lot of farm coming in for Didira. Like both Denny as well as Didira's net worth is fairly good, 7.3k, 7.5k respective. General still a little bit further behind, but once he finishes up the Aghanim Scepter, even his 4.8k, like piddly net worth, will still be able to do something during the fights with double Star Storms.
And they already have a Force Staff on the Elder Titan. Very useful for saving an arrowed hero, break a Spirit Siphon link, or kite Ursa more importantly. I don't know how they're gonna really have that much damage in these fights without the Mirana Ags.
Yeah, they just need to give General that space. It's rather difficult though for General just to go like right around the map, just do his roaming and then find a lot of farm because he doesn't have the arcane boots, he doesn't have those never-ending arrows. Miracle. Loop around, he's got an Invis rune, and they're surrounding Na'Vi. The Firefly, where is that vision to come in from Moon? It's on cooldown at the moment for 10 seconds. Blink, Raw, they go over to Miracle. Necrobooks didn't do enough. The stomp is perfect on Arstar and Didira. Dendi going to trigger off the Exorcism with the Fortunes, then catching Moon as well as No-Tell only for a split second. They're still looking for the damage. The Sentry Ward's down. Miracle cops a lot of it. The Yule Scepter will buy time for Dendi to back up, and then he gets hit by the splitter. Didira as well, caught on the tail end of it. Gives a double kill to No-Tell, and they'll make it a triple. No, they won't. Miracle will take the last hit. But Na'Vi, that was not the fight they dreamed of.
They got punished so hard. Man, that Elder Titan ultimate just killed Dendi from, what, 60% all the way to 10?
Where are you going here, General?
Elder Titan's way too over-leveled. He's level 11 with max natural order. Yeah, he's dead. Well,
General threw an arrow in case OG were trying to take Roshan. Revealed his position, and then they just chased him down. Because he used his leap to try and escape, but didn't get out. So let's see that moment again. So first target initiate on his Miracle. That will fail, and then space is just created by the Stomp.
Yeah, and No-Tail gets a level 3 static link drain off of Didira, and Dendi just caught out in no man's land. There is still
Didira's choice.
False promise.
Like Didira jumps in, he's at the very, very southern end of the point of the screen. But then again, another Stomp from Crit. Perfect spot. Saves No-Tell by just one swipe. One swipe was all Didira needed to kill off No-Tell.
And so Nico has just died too many times to feel comfortable being in the front lines. He had his ultimate available for him. They really needed it on Dendi.
Oh, he really wants to go for Arstar. He's out of range of the tier 2. Dropped down his own sentry to make sure they couldn't see him.
And very important that Slark Dark Pacted the initial roar out the fight, or he would have died to the Ursa.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Notice to Didira's item build. Blink Dagger, Casual Mask, and now he's going for a straight Ags.
Still has a problem with getting kited though. He can survive, but their damage is going to be very, very low. He's still going to get hit by ET Stomp every time. And there's still Lasso available for him in case he gets BKB. There's still Demonic Purge.
Oh, Moon. Firefly up into a Lasso. Arstar's going to get torn apart. He had the rest of his team just an inch away from him, but he kept running down while the rest of NaVi were running up. And that allowed the opening for OG to pounce.
I don't think I'm getting any of my predictions right this game. I think this is 0 for 4.
It looks to be the case. NaVi is definitely, well, I don't know if it could be the team. There may not even be a Roshan kill. No one could be a winner on that front.
If Sark gets Scotty, he can do it very easily.
But at this point, OG don't even need to.
Yeah, they don't. It's like General gets scouted out by Miracle. Oh.
And he actually misses the arrow as well. Can't leap yourself out of that one. You can try the TP, but Miracle just a little bit too much damage. Got that last Echo Saber double swing in. And that's what got him the kill on General. How much? All right, so there's a Gem of Truth also being purchased by Crit. They're going to start de-warding out NaVi.
OG are not that far away from putting this out of complete reach for NaVi. Their early game just went super poor. They don't have that strong team fight because they can't protect the Death Prophet, and more importantly, no Aegis. Over and over, they've been trying to go for that, but OG are relentless.
Moon's on the hunt again. Forstaff in forward, gets some vision. The Observer Ward's actually doing that all for him. And sees Arstar blink lasso, drag him back over. Necro books are available, and Arstar will trigger them straight away. As Didira, he doesn't know it. He didn't realize he was sitting right next to Miracle. They Moonlight Shadow. Denny will trigger the Exorcism Raw onto Notel, and the arrow connects on Miracle. 5 seconds, not going to be there because he already had the Dark Pact triggered. As Notel, 4 staffed away, 1 bottle charge still up his sleeve. They've got the distance, they've got the speed. Notel is away. And now NaVi are around Roshan. Miracle's looking to come back in for another fight. Arstar's probably low enough. He's got 12 Essence already shifted. So he can battle, and he goes for Snako. False Promise, it already has to be used, so he just switches his target over to General, keeping that Essence shifted. Miracle
good job
invincible.
Of kiting the Exorcism. That's a completely wasted Exorcism by NaVi, and they have way too much ground to cover too in terms of reveal. They cannot keep tabs of this Slark.
Tier 1 tower is going to be fortified, but it looks like it'll die. One little catapult with a creep wave of momentum. And that's NaVi's first tower of the game. And now it looks like OG, they are starting up on Roshan.
NaVi, do they want to take a fight without Death Prophet? I don't think so. Without Death Prophet.
Without the Exorcism?
Yeah. They don't have enough team fight.
I don't think they can take a fight even if they do have it up right now. And unless they're fighting underneath their own tier 3 tower, then maybe. OG's just too strong. It's like Notel's even closing in on, like, it's actually going to be like a Rod of Atos for him. Kite the Ursa even harder. Moon's got Blink 4-staff, so the dream of a Batrider with the drums as well. Fly's got his own 4-staff. And that Skadi should be practically done.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Trying to look for opportunities for NaVi to get back into this game, but
OG dive, tier 4s.
Maybe.
Opportunity.
Radiant's top tower.
We rarely see Miracle and No-Tail go in too deep, though.
But there's always a Moon.
There's always a Moon, but he's
like not NaVi, you're running out too far for this one. They want to kill off Crit. At least they can get rid of the Elder Titan before this fight begins. But now the rest of OG flank him from the rear. The buyback comes in from the ET. He's TPing the T1 tower. He'll be there in just a jiffy, but it's the Razor being ripped apart by Didira. They have enough damage. They don't. Actually, they can't kill off Notel. Fly helped him out with a disruption. Now they get through Notel. Buyback out from Deddy. That means Exorcism is gone, while Miracle looking for another target. Snako's probably the most obvious one. But Moon, no one around there TPing out.
Really nice job by Moon. He separated the Death Prophet from the Oracle that fight. And all of OG kind of honed in on the Death Prophet. No Exorcism up for her. She did have to use buyback, or no Exorcism used that fight, rather.
Yeah. That was my bad. I thought it was also used during the fight. Miracle.
4-staff up. He's in their face.
He's between the towers. He's not visible. Shadowblade wears off in half a second, and Artstyle, he's going to have a crack at him, potentially just pounce away, which is exactly what he does do. And Artstyle didn't have Raw. There was no control they could use on Miracle. And even if they did, he's got Nagus the Immortal. NaVi's base is, well, not theirs, really. OG is welcome to come anytime they please and not pay rent.
curious about this heart build on the Razor. He almost has it completed.
It is a heart? Okay.
I think we've seen Hurricane Bike before on Razors.
Would make
Ursas.
Yeah, it would make sense to get away from the Ursa, even out of range of Exorcism.
Maybe he just wants more initial HP to survive the burst from Ursa. But I think that's where you rely on your team for, like Solar Crest, maybe.
Miracle runs in, finds three, blink lasso, they want Snako gone, no false promise in this fight. Dendy also leashed up, Flame Break keeps him in range. He'll start the Spirit Siphon, the arrows will fly through, but it doesn't hit anything. General actually managed to thread the needle with that arrow, hit nothing, and now OG can just go ham. Arstyle's covered up in napalm. And Fly once more with the poison stack on him too. It's not enough. Arstyle will get back into safety, and Fly is a little too deep. He's got 11-1 charges up his sleeve. So both Moon and Fly will get out. But 3 heroes lost from NaVi. Miracle actually wants to die. He's got this Aegis to the Immortal for another minute and a bit.
They weren't even close to overcommitting there.
They did the same thing again.
Those two cores were just hidden tower.
They forced off Miracle into the small little vision area. Flame Break, Moon does not have lasso. It just keeps General and Arstyle off the lane, which means an easy kill on the tier 3.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And Diffusal played Miracle.
Dire's
He'll pick that one up after the Aegis is gone.
Oh no, that renders 2 of Dead Prophet's items fairly useless.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
There goes top racks.
Has fallen.
It is a very, it's to dream the impossible dream right now for NaVi to win. Over 15k net worth advantage going the way of OG, about 17k on the experience.
And I believe Nox told us that they needed to win at least one game to secure themselves.
Miracle?
For bracket.
He just walked in! He just walked into the base and triggered the Shadow Dance. It's like, I got Nagus, I got another minute on this damn thing. Try and kill me if you want to. Moon will drag Arstyle out of the base so Miracle can just keep going ham. He's actually solo killing Didirar at the moment. He has to enrage up to protect himself. But then Arstyle, Miracle can just go back in again. Shadow Blade up, where's the sentries? Where's the vision? The Elder Titan Spirit. He'll find the kill on the Beastmaster. And NaVi play the game from the only safe place they have, and that is their well.
I really like OG's approach to dealing with our Ursa. Just never leave the pit.
Oh, goodbye tier 3. So I'm gonna watch that Aegis Immortal timing. It's getting closer to ending. They drop down the sentry ward, so Miracle is now visible. But not where he is now. Jumps on Dendy. He's still got 16 essence shifted, so you'll keep beating in to Dendy, stealing more and more thanks to Snako that keeps him alive on the false promise. Dendy will still pop when that wears off, and this game is over. Miracle is tearing apart NaVi. They'll take out the mid racks. They can rotate towards the bottom, and there is the call. NaVi will admit defeat and gain number 1 against OG. And they went fully ham. 18-7 is the end KDA.